again with the light. I don't know why it's going on. Anyway, hello everyone. It is 9:43. Oh, I guess I'm country today. Jelly roll. You know, I had never heard of him until YouTube, where everybody was like, why is this little light on? Oh, great. How can we turn this off? I don't know. How do we turn this off? I don't know. I guess we're gonna have a light in here. I must have pressed something. Let's turn on the air. There we go. I had the shade on because it's been very hot down here. And you know what's weird? We went to the island on Saturday, this past Saturday for the day, right? It was horrific. There was so many people. I didn't get to record the beach itself because there were like so many half-naked people and children, and I did not feel comfortable pulling out my phone. I'm gonna lower you. So, you know, I just recorded the way over there and on the way back, and on the way over there I really didn't get to get a good view of the water, so I just mainly recorded the way back, and that was that, you know. And oh, and by the way, it was not only was it steaming hot, the water was freezing cold. I was like, what's going on here? Why is the water so cold? It was like, it wasn't like a cold, like, oh, you know, you dip your toe in the pool and, you know, as soon as you put yourself in there, you get over it, right? No. This water was intolerable. Checking to see if my neighbor's out. She's wanting to insist that I babysit for her at the end of August. My husband already said no, that I can't. He doesn't want any dogs in the apartment. And I mean, honestly, you know, like, I wouldn't mind if it was just like the weekend, but a whole week, no. I mean, I wouldn't mind having, like, practicing to sleep with a little doggy on the bed, you know, with me. I think I would really like that, and I really like him. His name is Chapo, like El Chapo, but it's just Chapo. He's a Chihuahua. The name does not fit at all, you all. He's allergic to life. I mean, this guy is like, oh, he can't be in the grass, he can't be near plants, he can't have this to eat or that, and he needs his drops, his vitamins, this whole thing. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more because it's talking and I can't concentrate. And I'm like, no, if anything happens to him, you're gonna blame me. And no, I can't live with that. No, I have enough troubles of my own with my cat, you know. And that's another thing. My cat does not like any other animals, especially Chihuahuas. She can take them. And I'm not kidding you. I've had my cat for like over 10 years now, and when we lived at this other apartment, there was a Chihuahua there. The poor thing would cry anytime he would see her because my cat is just mean. She's just mean, and she can take any dog and she don't mind at all, you know. So unfortunately, I'm like, I really cannot take care of your dog. And plus, my son, I'm sure, is already making plans for me to take care of their dog when he goes out of town in October with his girlfriend. And I'm not talking about the son that lives with me. I'm talking about the other son that lives a few doors down. And I'm like, you all think I'm running a doggy daycare, and I'm not. Like, I would like to have a doggy daycare, you know. And it's funny because I was telling my husband about it on the way to the beach. And I was telling him, you know what, I really wouldn't mind having a doggy daycare and also for cats. But with me, I would want an employee there overnight. You know, I would be there throughout the day till 6 o'clock. And then, of course, with another employee so I can have help. But at 6, I would want like at least 1 or 2 other employees to come in 6 till 6 a.m., you know, and be there with the animals, you know, in case they need something or they start crying because they miss their moms and dads, or they're homesick, you know, or they need to be let out, or maybe they just want affection, or they want to see somebody there. I would want employees to be there overnight, or just to be taken out for a walk. Some owners like to take their dogs out for a walk at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've seen them at the apartments myself firsthand, you know, through the Ring camera, because it would go off and wake me up, and it would be 3 o'clock in the morning, and oh, it's somebody walking their dog, you know. And I mean, I don't care if that's what they're used to doing, if that's what their animal is used to doing, you know, their pet. I don't care. But my thing is that I would want somebody there, like I said, throughout the night, just in case, or in case an emergency happens, where one of them gets sick and starts throwing up, or God forbid, you know, or you know, anything for emergencies. You know, I just would feel so much better with somebody there. And so, anyhow, I just, like I said, I wouldn't mind watching this dog, El Chapo. I mean, Chapo. It's not El Chapo. Chapo. She just calls him Chapo. I wouldn't mind watching him, like I said, for the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. But she wants Saturday to the following Saturday. Ooh. I can't. I don't think my cat would like that either. Eventually, I do want to get a small dog. You know, when I'm older. I want a Maltese. Like that little white doggy that I showed in a video that was in the car next to me. A little doggy like that. I would like one like that. For now, no. I'm good. I'm good just with my cat. Me and my cat. We have a love-hate relationship. She hates me. I love her. I feed her. I clean her litter box. I give her fresh water 3 times a day. I freshen up her food bowl with her kibble, her favorite kibble, which is Fancy Feast. And I think they should put her on the bag. Fancy Feast. If you would like to sponsor me and my cat, I wouldn't object. My cat is beautiful. She's full-figured. She loves her kibble, her chicken and turkey only. No salmon. She don't like salmon. I don't know why she don't like seafood, except for tuna from Subway. Her and I do like the tuna sandwiches from Subway. Anytime I get one, I have to share with her because, I don't know, we just really like that tuna. Now, if I were to buy tuna from a can, then no, neither one of us would eat it because we don't like it. And my son already told me how to make it, and I'm just like, no, it's not the same. It's got to be made by you all. Then we'll eat it, you know? But other than that, I mean, Fancy Feast, think about it. I've seen you sponsor people on Instagram, which I like to follow, by the way. I'm not objecting to that at all. But however, I know I'm not famous, but, you know, I would really like to encourage you to open your minds and sponsor my cat. Her name is Tabitha. She's a black cat with green eyes. Beautiful baby. Beautiful. Full-figured, like I said. But that should prove how much she loves your product. Okay? The chicken and the turkey. So, you know, not all cats can be skinny. I mean, what is wrong with these skinny cats? Why would you want a skinny cat, by the way? I mean, it would look malnourished. I would be concerned over its health if it was really skinny. Cats are supposed to be fluffy, you know? Just like that comedian, Fluffy. What's his real name? I don't remember. But you all know who I'm talking about, right? Fluffy. Granted, I don't even know why I'm getting into a whole conversation about this right now, but I'm just going to finish with this about the cats. Granted, the cat on the Fancy Feast bag is a white cat. Okay, that's racist right there, by the way. It is a white, fluffy cat with green eyes. What's wrong with a black cat? Why can't you have both? Why can't you have the white cat with the salmon food and my black cat with a chicken and turkey? How about that? I'm pitching that to you, Fancy Feast. I'm pitching it to you. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Moving on now. Moving on. So, we went to the island. Back to the island. We went to the island to celebrate my birthday. I'm not going to reveal how old I am because, I mean, it shouldn't matter if I'm 15 or whatever, you know? But it shouldn't matter, and we went there, and it was so unplanned, and I'm not getting off the subject here, but I just want to mention this, okay? Do you all ever watch Three's Company? Have you ever watched it? Do you still watch it? I believe they still show it on IFC and Logo. I was watching it earlier. I have seen it year after year after year, and I've seen every episode. And I used to like watching it with the Ropers, okay? And today when I was watching it, I was like, okay, people are laughing at the Ropers, you know, in the show, you know how they make the audience laugh or whatever. And you all, it is such a sad marriage. Stanley doesn't want to give it up. And Helen is like, give it to me. And Stanley's like, I have a headache. I'm dying. I have diarrhea. You know, coming up with all these excuses. And Helen just seems so unhappy, you know, but she loves him, right? She loves her Stanley, even though she's miserable with him. And then suddenly I was like, whoa. Why does this look so familiar? Why is this hitting so close to home? Yeah. My own marriage. Stanley doesn't like to spend money. The episode that I was watching, by the way, is, I don't even know if I should move my car, because I think I'm going to move a little bit over you all, because my son's fixing to get out, and I can't pull up from here. There was a car park. Everybody likes to park where I park. And I've been getting here late. Oh, so I can't beat them. So I was watching the episode where they're already at the season where my son's looking at me thinking I'm a customer. No, I'm here for you. I'm here to pick you up. Anyhow, there was a season where I think the girls were gonna move. Is it that episode? Or just the Ropers were moving. The Ropers were like, okay, we need a change of scenery here. You know, we're not gonna run these apartments anymore. You're gonna get a new owner. And then I think that's when they meet Don Knotts. And Christy goes away, and they get Terry, the nurse, right? Is it Terry? Anyhow, so the Ropers are in a new neighborhood. I think they go to another part of California, and they're looking at this townhome, and Mrs. Roper walks in, and she's like, we'll take it. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so me, because I'm just so desperate to get out of these apartments already. Not that I'm bothered at this apartment at all. I really like it over here. But I mean, come on now. I do want a home, you know? Who doesn't want a home? Everybody wants a home. So I'm like, oh my God, that's so me. And Stanley's like, I don't like it. And then I was like, oh my God, that's something my husband would say. Just because he wouldn't want to spend that much money or invest in something like that. And I'm just like, oh my God, we're the Ropers. I'm Mrs. Roper and he's Mr. Roper. And it's not even funny. It's sad. It is so sad. The only difference is that my husband is gone for like 3 weeks out of the month. He comes home for like 4 days maybe, and then he leaves again. And I'm like, we still fight. Even though he's not here, we still fight. We argue. And I still try to convince him, like, hey, why don't we invest in this? And why don't we invest in that? Like the beach, back to the beach. I told him, you know what I would really like is to invest in a condo. You know, get some money or a loan or something. Let's invest in a condo. That way we'll have a place to stay every time we come. We don't have to worry about, paying for a hotel in the off season, which is like $300, you know? And we can stay in our own condo for the weekend and then go home. And we can come more often, maybe, you know, or whatever. I said, but when we're not here, I can rent it out. And we can, that's how we'll pay, you know, the loan back, or we'll pay ourselves back, or whatever, you know, we'll put it in our savings, whatever, you know. But, you know, we'll we'll pay for the mortgage of that place, but we'll rent it out. And we can add on all these fees, because I was looking at some of the places like the Airbnbs, hotels and stuff, mainly Airbnbs. They like to charge you all these fees. Not only do they charge you for the night, but they also charge for a cleaning fee, a service fee. I mean, it all adds up. And then they say, oh, it has to be a 2 to 3 night stay. It's not just for one night. So, you know, hey, they make a killing like that. And you can still make a killing even after the off season, because some families still want to go hang out at the beach during the off season. Even if it's cold out, they want to go just to spend, you know, family time together. So I'm like, we could really, you know, it'll pay back. It'll pay us back, you know, if we were to invest. But my husband's like, yeah, well, I'll think about it. I don't know, because I want to do this to my truck and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go again with the truck, you know. I am more of an investment type of person, because I want to make money. I don't like the situation that I'm in, you know, on a serious note. I don't like wanting things. I want to be able to get things that I want and need. And he's more of the now. I want this now. And I'm more like, I want this in the future, but I'm looking at the bigger picture on how we're going to benefit from it. So, you know, I'll keep trying to convince him of all this. Right now, I'm trying to convince him for us to pay off, or I'm not going to call them debts, but what we owe, you know, what we owe, because we're on time, thank God, knock on wood. We're on time with all our bills. However, I want to pay off some stuff like the bed, the washer and dryer, the television, my dental bill, that when I got my crown, you know, we still owe money on that. What else? My Kohl's credit card, that's only like $200. He's invested so much more on the temporary than trying to pay off that credit card. I want to pay off my Ulta card too, you know. I want to get out of these balances, I guess we'll call them. And then that way we'll have extra money. We'll have that extra money where we can take some and invest it and pay ourselves back. And actually live comfortably when we're ready to just be like, okay, that's it. You know, we're done with life. You know, we're not done with life, but you all know what I mean. Where we don't have to like worry about bills. And hey, if you know we can't get a house in town, we can always move to that condo at the island. You know, it just things like that that I'm looking towards. But he looks like, oh no, I need this right now. You know, and I don't know how to like convince him any other way. I've already talked to him many times. It goes in one ear and out the other. So I don't even know how else to bring it up other than just prayer. Anyhow, yeah, and then I'm also like looking into other things as far as my present and future. And I don't really want to spoil it by talking about it right now, because sometimes, you know, the Lord will guide you and say, do not tell everybody what you're planning, because, you know, there's people out there that just don't want anything good for you. They will try to intervene in any way that they can. And, you know, but even though you believe that their plans won't prosper, and you know they won't prosper, however, it can throw a rock into it, you know, into your plans, and all of a sudden something happens. And that's kind of like what happened recently to me. And I just need to learn how to keep my mouth shut when it comes to what I'm thinking about doing for myself, I guess. You know? Because I don't even know how to say this. Like, you can believe in God, you can pray to God, you can pray for that power of protection, the hedge of protection over yourself, over your family, you know. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You can say all these scriptures, you know, but sometimes it takes time. Because unfortunately we live in a world where, you know, God created heaven and earth, but the enemy is the one who runs it. He runs the earth, and he gives us that free will. And unfortunately we live in a world where most of the people listen to their free will and they choose the wrong path. They encourage, you know, the plans of the enemy rather than the plans of God, for whatever reason. Maybe it's for the same reason like my husband. He wants something now, and therefore it doesn't matter if you wait. Good things come to those who wait. You know, they want it now, and they will do whatever it takes. And sometimes, you know, especially here where I live in the valley, there are people that just want things for themselves and their family, and not anybody else to prosper. Just them. And listen, it's a good thing that you want good things for yourself and your family. However, why are you trying to intervene and throw a rock in somebody else's present and future when they're just trying to live like you are? When they just want the good things just like you do. You know, let everybody live their life and move on. Which brings me to the final note for today. And suddenly I got serious, huh? But, I mean, some of you all, I really do not understand your obsession with continuing to watch people that you hate on YouTube. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about other people. I read comments. I go into other people's channels and I read their comments. And some of you are really obsessed, and it's not in a good way. It's not healthy for you. You know, it's okay. You don't like this YouTuber. Fine. You don't like them. However, there's no need to have to post about them every day. And then some of you all are very double-minded while I'm on the subject. Some of you are like, oh, why are you talking bad about this one? you know, I feel bad for him. Look at all the stuff that he's going through. But yet, you agree with them talking bad about this other person just because everybody else doesn't like this other person. Therefore, you don't like them because you got to fit in. And that's the problem. When and why is YouTube about fitting in? Why? I'm over here doing my own thing, you all. Like, I recorded myself on my bike and I'll play these 80s songs on there. That's my own thing. Even though I don't like certain people on YouTube, I'm not going to be making videos or posting comments about how much I don't like them just so other people can come in and agree with me. That's not what it's about. It should be about having fun. Our time here on earth is short. Why are we giving in into these emotions of hate? You know, let's do better. Anyhow, I've never heard of this girl, Julia Cole, Day Late and Buck Short. I don't know. Country song. Sounds pretty good. This is her. Okay, well, I love you all. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your, what is today? Oh, today's hump day. I thought it was Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday. I got an appointment with my therapist tomorrow. Woo! Love you all. Bye.